We've got some documents in here in a document library. We have some of them that are actually in a managed state, and we have some toggles between whether they're finalized or not finalized. So I've got a record number here, which is a SharePoint item. We're just going to go into Content Manager and have a bit of a look at exactly what that looks like. So here we can see that record number. We can see that there's a metadata record that has been created. Again, it's actually already been configured to where it's going to go. Again, we've preset all that up. But what we can see here is the actual SharePoint properties. There's a URL, the audit trail, if the things start to become managed, what happens with all those audit trails. And an example of all the SharePoint properties. This is an XML view, so probably going to scare a lot of people, but effectively this is all of the information that is getting captured between SharePoint and Content Manager. And again, if you wanted to get very granular, you could start to map some of these fields. So if it was a legal type as an example, and you have legal types within SharePoint, and you've got things like barristers' names or numbers or things like that, you could actually start to map that information together. Now what we're going to see here is the actual edit status is not finalized at this point. It's still sitting there as, again, it's in that first quadrant. As an example, if we go back to SharePoint, again, we can actually go in here and edit these properties of the document and go through and actually update the properties. Now what's going to happen here is we've got the finalize toggle that we talked about before. So when I actually click this and hit save, what's going to happen behind the scenes, and this won't be instant, there is a process behind the scenes that will go through and notice the changes happen, go into Content Manager and update whatever that change may be. But effectively what's going to happen behind the scenes is this is actually going to go back into Content Manager, say that it's actually finalized, and when we go back into Content Manager shortly, we'll actually see that this gets updated and the edit status has now been finalized.